Tell me, how do you feel about oatmeal? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you not really care for it? Or are you like me and you've been eating it so much that now you're kind of sick of it? I used to eat oatmeal all the time for breakfast because it's so quick and easy and healthy for you, and it's so easily customizable. Honestly, oatmeal is very underrated, but it also can get quite boring, which is why now for me, the thought of oatmeal doesn't excite me anymore. Until I realized there are so many different ways you could be eating oatmeal. You don't just have to eat it the normal, like generic way, which is basically following the instructions at the back of the box. In this video, I'm going to be showing you 4 different ways you could be eating your oatmeal. I'll first show you how I do my normal generic oatmeal, but then I'll show you how to make baked oats, which I've been seeing all over TikTok. I see so many different recipes for baked oatmeal, and they look so good. The third way is by leaving it overnight. And the third way is by leaving them overnight. If I understand correctly, if you make your oatmeal that way, it can change the texture of your oatmeal and make it more like pudding-like, which sounds really good to me. So I'm excited to try that one out. And then the fourth and final way is by making your oatmeal savory. And by that I mean, instead of adding milk, you would add like vegetable broth or something. Instead of adding fruits, I would add vegetables or an egg as well, which, you know, it doesn't sound terrible. It definitely sounds wrong. I've never thought of eating oatmeal savory. So I'm excited to test that one out. I've never tried any of these different techniques except for the first one, because that's just how I normally make it. But if you're interested in learning how to spice up your oatmeal, then keep on watching. But first, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you end up liking it. And yeah, I just wanted to say this in the intro in case you forget. But let's just get started. So here's how I normally eat oatmeal. I use quick oats because it's simple, oats milk because it just makes sense, and I use maple syrup as my sweetener, and I like to have fruits as my toppings. So first I'm pouring half a cup of oats into a bowl, followed by a cup of oat milk. However, I ended up running out of milk, so I used some water instead. Then I added my blueberries because they were frozen, and this mixture is going to go in the microwave to cook for 2 minutes. Now I'm trying it out, and I mean, it was good, but it was not exciting, which is why I made this face. I'm gonna start with the baked oats right now. I set my oven at 450 Fahrenheit, and while I wait for it to preheat, I'm gonna show you what we will need. We will need, of course, some oats, and then half banana. Half banana. You'll need half a cup of milk. I don't have any more plant milk, so I'm gonna use this lactose-free 2% one. Oops. 1 teaspoon of chia seeds, half a teaspoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder, and then a teaspoon of your sweetener of choice, and I'm using maple syrup because I'm Canadian. Anyway, now let's get started. Once you've gathered all the ingredients, you just have to put it all in a blender and blend it until it reaches a smooth consistency. Once it's smooth, pour the mixture into an oven-safe bowl. And then, for the most crucial step, you'll add a piece of chocolate in the middle to create like a fondant-like effect. And then you'll put the mixture in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit and let it bake for 17 to 20 minutes. I'm so excited to try it. Okay. Oh. I like it. It's good. It definitely tastes healthy, which I'm not mad about. I love the idea of adding a chocolate in there to make it like sweeter. You could definitely make it less healthy by adding more maple syrup. I feel like I might do that next time. But it's good. I love the idea of like baking your oats, and there's so many different ways you can do this. Like you don't have to make it like a chocolate fondant thing. I love this idea. You should definitely try it. Okay, so for savory oats, I just freestyled it, but of course I used oatmeal, vegetable broth, an egg. My veggies of choice were onions and spinach. And then of course I used some salt. I decided to do a soft-boiled egg, and I did that by boiling the egg for 6 minutes and then putting it in an ice-cold bowl directly after. Then I added a 1/3 cup of oats into a bowl, followed by 2/3 cups of vegetable broth. And then I let it cook for 2 minutes in the microwave. Now I'm cutting my veggies. If you're trying this at home, please do not use as many onions as I did. I really went overboard. I really love onions, but just not in excess. Then I added all my veggies back into my oatmeal that I cooked in the microwave. And then finally, I added the egg, followed by a sprinkle of salt. Now it's time for a taste test. It was really confusing, the taste, but in the end, I think I liked it. I'm happy with this. Okay, so for this I'm using an old jam jar, and I'm attempting to pour a cup of oats in it without spilling it too much. And then I add a tablespoon of chia seeds, and then a cup of your milk of choice. And I also added some sweetener in there, but I forgot to show that earlier and during this clip as well. And now you have to mix everything together to make sure there are no more clumps left, and then put it in the fridge overnight. And that's it. So the next day, as you can see, my mixture has kind of solidified, and now I'm putting on my toppings, which includes almond butter and a few strawberries. And finally, I am adding a drizzle of maple syrup on top. Oh, that's good. I think that's my favorite. I think out of all of them, you should try this one because it's very easy and simple, but it tastes so good. So to conclude this video, I thought I would rank each method. I think for me, the number one is definitely the overnight oats. It was very simple, easy to do, and the result was so delicious. Granted, I put a lot of maple syrup because I really like sweet things, but it was not too much. It was so good, super sweet, but still healthy, I think. For second place, it was hard. It was a tie between savory oats and baked oats because I really like both of them. However, I'm gonna say savory oats only because the baked oats were really good. The only thing is that my recipe was too healthy for my liking. I would have added more like maple syrup and more chocolate to make it like a dessert. But if we're talking breakfast items, I think the savory oats win because it was very breakfasty and I've never had anything like it and I really enjoyed it. It really took me by surprise, so I think savory oats will win second place. And third place, I'm gonna put baked oats only because I felt like the recipe I used could have been better, but there are so many different baked oats recipes that I don't want to say it's bad or anything. It's definitely like a really cool method to eat your oats and make it more fun. And last place definitely will be my generic normal way of making oatmeal. I mean, no surprises there. I'm bored of eating oatmeal that way, which is why I wanted to make this video. I hope this video brings you some inspiration on the type of breakfast you could have with oatmeal. Let me know which one of the different ways you find most appetizing, which one you would try at home. And if you do try it at home, please let me know in the comments. I would love to know what you thought about it. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I will be seeing you next week for another video. See you there. Bye bye.